Now we'll see the second type of the substitution cipher is called as the Playfair cipher. So the name itself tells that what is the Playfair cipher. It is a very interesting one. So not even the large number of keys in a monoalphabetic cipher provides security, but one approach to improving security was to encrypt or decrypt multiple letters. So at a time it can take the two letters for the encryption. So the Playfair cipher is an example invented by Charles Wheatstone in 1854, but named after his friend Baron Playfair. So in that we need to construct one Playfair key matrix. So 5 by 5 matrix of letters based on the 5 by 5 matrix of the letters based on a keyword. So fill all the letters of the keyword, remove the duplicates, and fill rest of the matrix with other letters. For example, suppose the keyword we are going to consider as the monarchy. So the first of all we will write the monarchy, monarchy. Then after that the remaining letters B, D, E, F, G, I, J, here we can combine because we have the only 25 places. K, L, P, Q, S, T, U, V, W, X, Z. So this is called as the Playfair key matrix. Now how to encrypt and again the decrypt by using the Playfair matrix here. So the plain text is encrypted two letters at a time. So at a time we are going to consider as the two letters. So the first point, if a pair is repeated letter, then insert filler like X. So if both letters fall in the same row, then replace each with letter to write, wrapping back to start from end. Third one, if both letters fall in the same column, then replace each with the letter below it, wrapping to top from bottom. Otherwise, each letter is replaced by the letter in the same row and in the column of the other letter of the pair. Now the Playfair example. So the message equal to move forward, and the plain text is that MOVEFORWARDX. So here X is the just a filler letter. Message is padded and segmented. So for MO is when, V is UF, FO is PH, etc. What is the security of the Playfair cipher? So the security of the Playfair cipher is that the security much improved over monoalphabetic, since we have the 26 into 26 equal to 676 diagrams. Would need a 676 entry frequency table to analyze, and correspondingly more ciphertext. It was widely used for many years, for example by US and British military in the World War I. It can be broken given a few hundred letters, since still has much of plaintext structure. So this is about the security of the Playfair cipher. Now the polyalphabetic cipher. So how the polyalphabetic cipher works? So the polyalphabetic cipher also the type of the substitution cipher. It improves the security using multiple cipher alphabets. It makes cryptanalysis harder with more alphabets to guess and flatter frequency distribution. It uses a key to select which alphabet is used for each letter of the message. It uses each alphabet in turn, and it repeats from start after end of the key is reached. So the next is visionary cipher. So this is the simplest parallelepipedic substitution cipher. Effectively, multiple Caesar ciphers are used. Key is multiple letters long, k equal to k1, k2 up to the kd. Ith letter specifies zth alphabet to use. So example of the visionary cipher is that write the plaintext out, write the keyword repeated above it, use each key letter as a Caesar cipher key, encrypt the corresponding plaintext letter, for example using keyword deceptive. So we have shown here the key, plaintext and corresponding ciphertext. Now the transposition ciphers. Now how the transposition ciphers works here. So the difference between the substitution and again the transposition cipher is there. So we'll see that transposition ciphers are nothing but. Now consider the classical transposition or permutation ciphers. These hide the message by rearranging the letter order without altering the actual letters used, and they can recognize these since have the same frequency distribution as the original text here. So the first type is about the rail fence cipher. So write the message letters out diagonally over a number of rows. Then read off cipher row by row. For example, write message out as, so diagonally you can see here, and giving the ciphertext, we can write it the row wise. So we'll get the ciphertext. Now the row transposition ciphers. In case of the row transposition ciphers, it is a more complex transposition technique. It writes the letters of message out in a rows over a specified number of columns. Then reorder the columns according to some key before reading of the rows. It is the key equal to 4 3 1 2 5 6 7. So the column output is that 4 3 1 2 5 6 7, and the plain text we have written the row wise, that is attack postponed until 2 am xyz. So we can write the column wise, the first column, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and 7. So we will get the ciphertext. Now the rotor machines. So what are the rotor machines here? So before the modern ciphers, the rotor machines were most common complex ciphers are used. And it is widely used in World War II, so by the German Enzyma, Allied Eglin, Japanese Purple. And it is implemented a very complex varying substitution cipher. It is used a series of cylinders, each giving one substitution, which rotated and changed after each letter was encrypted. So with 3 cylinders have the 26 raised to 3 equal to 17576 alphabets. So this is the image for Hagelin rotor machine. So this is the rotor machine principle. So in this rotor machine principles we have the 3 cylinders. One is the fast rotor, second medium rotor, and again third one is the slow rotor for the initial, and again for the next is that again we have the fast rotor, medium rotor, and again the slow rotor. So the arrow shows the direction of the motion. We have the alphabets from the A to Z. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N up to the Z. The other side it shows the pin number. So the pin number starts from the 24, 3, 15, 1, 19, 20, 14. So in that way the rotor machine principle works. So in that way we have covered the rotor machines, transposition ciphers, and substitution ciphers. In case of the symmetric ciphers.